All right, guys, how we doing? Jumping into top four. We do have Ian on the left, on Centurion, Red Dragon, Archfiend, and on the right here, not sure I recognize. Let's find out. Let's see what we're getting into. All right, looks like the opening hands are being drawn. Ooh, I know who. Okay, that's my boy Juan on the right-hand side. I know you were waiting for this one. He is on Melodious Fiendsmith. Let's see what this can do. I do believe this is the first feature match of this entire case tournament, which does not feature Fiendsmith Ryziel. Okay, starting off with stand-up Centurion. I do believe I saw the Ghost Ogre. Yep, okay, and it's in Disgusting Gold Rare, but hey, that's fine. All right, so we are down to 3 cards. We have Emblema Oath. Decent. Not a bad beginning there. What are we going to place off the Oath? Now, unfortunately, the field spell taking a discard does trade pretty poorly into that Ghost Ogre. And it looks like we're going to place Trudea. She's going to push up, and now she will attempt to place a Centurion monster from the deck into the spell and trap zone as a continuous trap. Of course, she scales herself before doing so. Peeking in the hand of Juan, looks like we have Ghost Bell. Oh, thanks for flexing that over there for me so I could clearly see. We do. Okay, so we do still have Ghost Bell. It looks like we have a Lacrima, an Engraver, and a Refrain as well. Oh, okay. They both wanted to show. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you kindly. Gravy, you want to say hi? You're going to say hi to everyone? All right, Primera has been scaled. Summons herself and grabs another field spell. You can activate multiple field spell, you just can't search multiple times. Luckily, we can send it for the Garg. This opens up a Synchro 12 play, naturally. And we're going in for Auxilla. Auxilla is going to search, and Garg is going to come right back to hand because it was used as Synchro material. Third copy of the field spell hits the hand. What is actually significant about this is that if we have an answer to the third one, some way to remove it, we no longer have to respect it for the rest of the duel. I'm unaware of a way for the Centurion engine to recover it. Maybe they have one, but I don't think so. And it looks like we're proceeding to end phase, and Auxilla is going to scale the Primera. We're going to let that go through and draw for turn. All right, what do we have here, Juan? Ooh, it looks like that top deck was Effect Veiler. Not a great top deck. Personally, that's why I cut the card. I mean, it's a good hand trap. I just moved on to other things myself. Normal Summon Refrain. This is going to add any Melodious monster from deck to hand. And we're going to chain both of our Centurion names to push up. Trudea does have the option to become a level 8 upon doing so, which I am sure we did. Looks like we're adding Couplet. With no name engraved, it's an interesting choice, but her scale effect is still quite good. We're attempting to Synchro Summon with the field spell. Out comes the Crimson Dragon, who on summon is going to take quick effect, target the Auxilla, and tag out for, of course, Cosmic Blazar Dragon. So no Red Dragon Archfiend plays here, just your typical Centurion mid-range board. So we're going to scale Couplet and use her effect. This will search a Melodious spell or trap. which you're going to grab, what's it called? Concerto? Yep, the fusion spell, or one of the fusion spells. At which point we will simply activate it and attempt to fuse. Concerto lets you use material from scale. And the pendulum Melodious monsters have an effect when they're used as material. Or no, it's not when they're used as material. I think it's when a fusion is summoned. While they're in face-up extra deck, they can scale themselves. So you do get that value right back. And it looks like we went into... That is Baka, the new one which protects. And it looks like we have something on summon. Oh, okay, we are going to Valor. But did we... Okay, we did trigger our extra deck Melodious monsters, so they will return to scale. And we know that that last card in hand is Gargoyle, so all we have to play through now is the Cosmic Blazar Dragon. And looks like we're triggering the Refrain scale effect to send a Melodious from deck to grave. It does also, I believe, boost the attack of a targeted Melodious fusion monster. I think it's by 200 times the level of the sent card, so in this case, 800 attack bonus to Baka. Ooh. I am unsure how we summoned Lacrima. That must be an effect of the Melodious that was foolish. But that summon... I don't understand that interaction because correct me if I'm wrong, but can't Cosmic Blazar only negate an inherent summon? Yeah, it looks like we do have Engraver to search, of course, for Tract and Telluri. Yeah, Blazar can negate an inherent summon, but, I mean, of course, I guess if you simply used it to negate the effect that was activated in Grave, then that's also fine. But in that case, Lacrima would have just never hit the field, would have never been sent to Grave, so... whatever. It's all good. Looks like we linked to... Okay, yeah, we linked 2 into Close Heaven, which might seem bizarre with the Lurry, but we wanted the Melodious Fusion to hit Grave, because that triggers Concerto in Grave to give you a draw, and it triggers Baka to then summon a Melodious from Grave, which, obviously, the one we're summoning there, if I recognize the name, I'd be able to look up if that had it might have an effect to summon a light monster to hand when it's sent to Grave or something like that, which might have been how Lacrima was trying to come out. Oh no, it was a Pendulum summon! That's how we did. Okay, so that is an inherent summon, which Blazar can negate. That's what it was. You pendulum summoned Lacrima. Okay. Wow. Good deal. We are going to summon Lacrima with Requiem and attempt her effect to Foolish. Gravy's going to exit the chat. We sent Paradise, which of course makes sense because we already have an Engraver in Graveyard. And we're going to shuffle back Lurry to bring that Engraver right out. Requiem's going to equip, and Engraver is going to attempt to send Auxilla and the Requiem. This will succeed. Juan in a commanding position. Several plays available. I don't think any of the Melodious effects that have been used have locked him into anything. I know sometimes with some of the Melodious effects, you're locked into like using light monster effects or special summoning only Melodious, things of that nature. But it looks like we're going for either a Link 2 or a Chaos Angel. We are going for sequence. Logical. And like I said, we know that that last card in hand is in fact Gargoyle, so nothing else to play through. Shouldn't be any live graveyard effects. Just double checking the material we use there. Definitely pertinent information. Summoning the Desiree. Oh, maybe we do have a live graveyard effect. Doesn't seem to be the case now. And with Lacrima being at... Is this game? Because we have 5 Link arrows. That represents 3,000. Plus Lacrima makes 42. Plus Desiree makes... I think that's exactly 7K. If my math is correct here, and if my numbers that I know about... For sure, Desiree is at 58, right? 5 Link arrows times 600. So you need 22 more from that. I think Lacrima is 1,200 attack, so that would make 7K. And unfortunately for me, the life points are just off camera, so I don't know. But it looks... I'm pretty sure we just did 7K damage. And we do have Valor in hand. We have Paradise in grave. And it looks like we passed turn on that. Oh, we have Ghost Bell in hand as well, if I'm not mistaken. So a couple hand traps to back up this push. We do have the Cosmic Blazar on the side of Ian. Something like Typhon is an option. If Ian is playing it. Would probably be one of the better outs here. Obviously, Valor is going to counter it, but you don't know that the Valor is in hand. Terraforming. There's no legal target unless you play a different field spell, my man. Nope. Yikes. Alright, so we are passing on the Blazar, which can end the battle phase. So definitely a good stall tool here. Definitely going to keep him in the game. The only... So, does Blazar negate and destroy, or does it just negate? It does destroy. So, the only way to prevent it from stopping the battle phase completely, because it banishes for cost, you could attempt to negate it with Desiree, but then Desiree is just going to destroy it. But if you have another way to put up 1,000 damage... Which, I mean, you definitely have, like, your Fiendsmith stuff to do so. I think you're fine. You just need to get 1,000 damage on board, force that Blazar. So, we are going to negate the inherent summon. But now if we can just put 1,000 damage up, we have game. I don't know what that spell is. That might thrust. Huge. Although you have to set it, because Ian does not control... Is it monsters or is it cards? Now that I think of it. Triple Tactics Thrust. Yeah, your opponent has to control a monster for you to be able to add it to hand. So you are going to have to set whatever you play, whatever you grab here. Looks like we're setting ostinato or first movement solo. We do have the scale effect of Couplet, which is going to grab Concerto. And that's going to do it. Like I said, you only need to, you know it's Terraforming and Gargoyle in hand. Any fusion summon is going to make it happen. You didn't even need to thrust for the first movement. There's Schuberta. And that's Scoop Phase. All right, so Melodious Fiendsmith takes it in Game 1. Moving on to Game 2, where Ian will once again be allowed to go first. However, post side. Surely, we're siding answers for Fiendsmith cards, which will have some crossover with answering Melodious cards. The problem is answering both. You know, you're going to have some Bestials, but the problem with Fiendsmith Melodious is there's a lot of light monsters, and a lot of them are pushes. So, how much... How do I say this? One or two Bestials might not do it, because even if you banish like the Requiem or the Engraver, as we now know that Juan is on multiple Requiems, so that's just out anyway. But even banishing the Engraver, you still have the Melodious stuff, or you banish the Melodious stuff, they still have the Fiendsmith stuff. So you're going to need a ton of answers to a ton of light monsters for this to really, really mean a high impact side. But of course, you also have the general going first techs like the Solemn Judgments or Strikes, things of that nature. Other power traps, D-Barrier, Call Fusion might not be terrible. On the side of Juan, certainly you're going to bring in any Mold Charmies if you have them. Power spells. I don't know if you have a good Synchro Send for Ultimate Slayer, but that's an option. Yeah, I don't know what kind of good power spells you'd play in Melodious. I don't think there's any that have any like particularly good synergy with your engine or work well with like the cards you're already playing. Looks like Called By came out. That makes sense. I do like Melodious a lot as a deck, though, to be perfectly clear. Similarly, though, to what we were talking about with the Fiendsmith answers, a lot of the Fiendsmith answers have crossover with RDA and Centurion, although he hasn't seen RDA yet, so he might not be aware. He might think it's just Centurion. But regardless, any Bestials could come in. General Graveyard Hate could be good. Ghost Bell didn't seem to put in too much work in Game 1, so probably taking that out. I don't think it's too relevant in this matchup. And let's see what we got. I see a Joel and Lockbird. I see an Ash. I see Thrust. Can't quite make out the other two, but we are starting off with Emblema Oath for Ian. Okay, thanks. I saw an Engraver, and I didn't quite catch what that spell was. Oh, it's Thrust, of course. I already said that. And we're going to scale Primera this time. Primera is going to push up and add. Just going to go ahead and move that Jewel to the front of our hand. Drop it right away. This will prevent the stand-up Centurion, of course, from adding. The add is not mandatory, though. It doesn't happen on activation. You can't add. What are you doing? Oh, I'm an idiot. It doesn't add. It scales. Wait, Joel's terrible in this, right? This is not a good hand trap for this matchup. Yeah, I think you just played into talents for basically no reason. I mean, Auxilla won't get the search, but who cares? Oh, you played into Thrust for no reason. Even worse. Even worse. You big dummy. That is such a good card. Oh my god. This is an FTK. And I don't think we haven't even normaled, right? Yeah, because we started out with Emblema Oath. There's Auxilla. Gargoyle's going to come back to hand. At end phase, we're going to be able to scale the Primera. Dude, I think, yeah, you pass on that. I don't even think you extend here. If those are like hand traps or whatever, you're golden, dude. You have Red Rain. It's over. Looks like the other spell in Juan's hand is tracked. All right, draw for turn. And oh, Ostinato, that's a good top deck. We have a ton of gas in hand. That is a good top deck. But again, dude, that Red Rain trap is just so good, though. Like, I don't. You have to force it in a suboptimal way and then extend beyond it. There's no other way. That refrain does not go to grave, correct? Am I mistaken about this? Is that pendulum interactions are confusing? But I think she's supposed to go to top of extra there, right? Or does it only, or do pendulum monsters only go to top of extra when it's from field to grave? I don't mess with pendulum monsters. You guys are gonna have to correct me on this. This time, however, we will be able to utilize whatever card we're thrusting for. So it looks like, is that first movement? All right, we're going to extend with Tract, grabbing Lurie, of course. But yeah, this is with that red. Okay, now here. Okay, so we've managed to force the Red Rain, which also makes Auxilla unaffected. Oh, it was just another Ostinato? Is that what we grabbed? Which I don't think Ostinato's once per turn, so that's fine. This might have been a bit of a blunder on the Red Rain, though, because now Ostinato was once again live. That is not a once per turn. But you just have to control no monsters, if I'm not mistaken. Definitely clarifying something here, some effect. But it looks like whatever it was sorted out. And we're attempting our Centurions here in open game state. Primera is going to add, and Stand Up is going to Synchro Summon. Crimson on summon, quick effect to target the Auxilla, tag out Cosmic Blazar. Not really seeing any of the Red Dragon Archfiend this match. Heavily Centurion doing the legwork. And here comes the Ostinato. Looks like considering the double refrain. Gonna go refrain couplet though. And I believe that's that's not an inherent summon, right? You would have negated the effect of Ostinato. Yeah, that. Okay, he picked up the card and showed it to someone, so I'm guessing someone's taken a look at that. Yeah, you would need, but I'm almost 100% sure that you would need to negate the effect of Ostinato, which of course would have meant that those Melodious monsters would have never hit the grave. But I guess we're proceeding anyway. Engraver is attempting to search from hand. Or are we correcting this? Okay, this is being corrected. Okay. So Ostinato is instead being... I mean, if you want to get technical, in my opinion, the last legal action was Ostinato resolving. So truly, this Cosmic Blazar should come back to the field, and we should be playing with Ostinato having resolved, because that was the last legal thing that happened. But I mean, it's not my call to make there. Maybe that's what they're considering. Oh, or he was scooping? Okay, someone scooped. Not really sure I understand this game state. Okay, so Juan must have scooped, because we do still have a ton of time left. Siding face up is interesting. Leads me to believe the match is over, which would suggest that Ian scooped. But bear with me while we sort this out. Because, I mean, people aren't putting... Yeah, Juan's not, like, putting his deck away. This is confusing. All right, are we shuffling up? Okay. Oh, our card's getting put away? Okay, I guess so. I guess that's the match. And that case, congratulations to Juan for defeating Ian. To my understanding, though, Ian made the finals, so this must not have been top cut, which means my videos were slightly out of order. Or, okay, nope, the mat's going back down. What's going on? Okay, so we are siding. Oh. Okay, well, I guess I potentially spoiled the result of Game 3 for no reason. What the hell? Well, regardless, we're in for a Game 3, and I do believe Juan will have the choice of going first. I'd really like to hear an explanation from someone from what that confusion was there. Why it looked like we were ending the match, who scooped, who did what. Oh my goodness. That was crazy. But we're back to Yu-Gi-Oh! We're playing card games. We're offering a handshake, good sportsmanship after that confusion for sure. Let's find out who's playing, which will of course give us an indication of what exactly went down. Looks like Juan opened, is that 3 Lacrimas? Or at least 2 of them. Okay, Juan is playing, which tells me he scooped Game 2. Normal summon of Lacrima. Will this be allowed to resolve? Yes, indeed. We have Engraver being sent to grave. Of course, make Requiem, tribute for effect to summon from hand or deck. And we're going to summon from hand. Okay. Requiem's going to equip. Necroquip Princess, of course, hits the field. And we now have a Caesar play available to us. Is that polymerization? Did I just see original polymerization in his hand? But we will nib on some. Yeah, that's polymerization. Let me know down below if this video made you unsubscribe. Alright, but we will be able to extend with Tract. Why polymerization? You have in archetype fusion spells that are better. And it looks like we're going for a Link 2 into Sequence. I'm just going to verify. I do believe Sequence is any 2 monsters. Yeah, 2 monsters including a Light Fiend, so the token does work. It does not have to be 2 effect monsters. We will attempt the effective Sequence to fuse, so we do still have a Desiree hitting the field, sending back Lurie, Requiem, and Engraver. This, unfortunately, is going to turn off Paradise Place. But unless you're playing multiple Desirees, that was going to happen anyway, so. And I think because we had a couple Lacrimas in Grave, we can still go Agnum Day, and then Desiree shuffle back a Lacrima to send that Nib if you don't want him to have the body on board. Or if you don't care about the target protection, you could even send back the sequence if Lacrima's not available, or if you want to have Lacrima for her effect. Okay, so yeah, you're sending back the sequence. And there's no need to activate Agnum Day now, or you can, of course. I suppose it doesn't hurt to do it now either, because not like you're going to Valor that. It's a quick effect. They can just do it on your next turn, so. Yeah, that's fine. I don't think you play into or around anything doing it this way. I think you're just doing it whenever, which is fine. 2 cards in hand. We know one of them is, for some reason, Polymerization, and the other is the third Lacrima, so it's 5 cards versus a Desiree. Let's see if Ian can pull this off. We are going to summon one of the Resonators, who I believe searches on summon. All right, and then that guy can summon himself, I believe, if you control a Fiend Tuner or something like that. What? You Desiree the burn damage? This is a disaster. You should not have put your mat back down on the table. Oh, no, man. And you played into thrust. You negated nothing. Talent. Ian, put this fool to bed. Take that, Desiree. It's big. It's at, let's see, 18 plus 28. That makes 46. It's at 46. And you have feel. Oh, my. Dude. This is a catastrophe for Juan's camp. I mean, congratulations on making top 4, no doubt. But holy crap. Scarred Red. Talent to take. Yeah, give me that. Swing for game. Why? I wouldn't have even done this. I would not have even done this. That's game on board. Dispatter. Okay, fine. Whatever. This feels win more, but hey, I'm not in top cut, so who am I to judge? Yeah, this is over. Put your hand in front of him. Yep, there you go. GG's. Okay. So I don't know what the hell that was all about at the in-between there. Unfortunately, I did spoil it, but the spoiler wasn't even really a spoiler because from the word go, this was just an absolute... I don't even know how to describe this mess, but I'm just messing with you, Juan, if you're watching. It's all in good fun. I love you, man. Clearly the curse of polymerization. Take that out of your deck. Or explain it to me at some point. Tell me what's going on here, because that cannot be a real card in your deck. Thank you guys for watching, and I really appreciate you for sticking through that horror show with me. The finals are coming next, and hopefully that's a much better game than what we just witnessed. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.